Nope, unfortunately the title is not a clickbait. I just felt disappointed in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Maybe I had higher hopes, maybe I wanted something else. But it's definitely not something that I would recommend, unless you play it in co-op.
For when I dreamt, the memories would return.
As a single player experience, I definitely don't recommend Diablo 2 Resurrected. I know that it's in beta right now and you should probably play it if it's not too late. The moment you're watching this video, install it because it's free, and very important, at least you have a chance to see what you're paying for when the game will be released in September. So thank you devs, thank you Blizzard for giving this game for free. At least we got to test it, and if you haven't tested, please do so. You will probably make up your own mind rather than watch a video on YouTube, me or anybody else, to see for yourself if this is worth it or not. Short version, for me, Diablo 2 Resurrected is not worth it if you're going to play it as a single player video game. I think there's a lot of hype around this video game online, and it has been fair enough. I was on the hype train myself up until I got to play it yesterday with my friends, and my conclusion is this: do not recommend it as a single player video game, but on the other hand, it is a brilliant, well, probably not brilliant, but it's one of the kind co-op hack and slash RPG, and I highly recommend it. Only if you're going to play it with your friends, not by yourself. Because I've been playing so many hack and slashes over the year, I really felt like Diablo 2 back in, they got released in 2000, July 2000, something like that. You know, all of the other games were copy-paste or improvements upon the King. The King being Diablo 2, the original one. I know Diablo was the first one, but I was way too old, and Diablo 2 came and conquered everything that had to do with hack and slash RPGs, and everything else that got made after that, all those years, almost 2 decades, if not more, was sort of like something that wasn't Diablo 2. So for me, in my mind, with all that nostalgia, Diablo 2 was the king of all kings, the ultimate hack and slash RPG. And now, I mean, I think last year, back in pandemic, when it got announced that it's going to go in the remake version, remastered, resurrected, whichever, I thought that this is it. This is going to be the most perfect hack and slash RPG there ever was, right? You have the king of all kings remade in brand new 2021 appearance. What can possibly go wrong? You know, it's going to be perfection. Well, I played it, like I said in the beginning of the video, yesterday for a couple of hours. I played it in the alpha back in April, I believe. Not sure when that alpha was, by myself. The alpha felt a bit off, but yesterday I played it with my friends, and now I can give a verdict. And officially, Diablo 2 Resurrected is definitely not something that I can recommend. At least not for someone playing in single player version. What they did with the game, well, it's like a 21-year-old car that got a brand new fresh of coat paint, right? The engine is the same, the steering is the same, the way the car handles is the same. You just add on top of all that rust a fresh new coat of paint. And it's not enough. Of course, it's not gonna be a brand new car. I was expecting brand new everything, mechanics, gameplay, you know, maybe some quests, etc., etc. That's just not the case. What you get, at least 90%, because this is the beta and it's probably going to be released in this state with minor improvements, what you get is a 21-year-old game with brand new graphics on top of it. Yeah, I know the graphics look really, really good. If I could just recommend only via graphics a hack and slash RPG, it would probably have to be, on the top of my head, Warhammer Chaos Bane. Warhammer does look pretty good, but this one looks even better. The design, the way it just, I don't know, there's something about it that feels like an animated version. I love it. I absolutely love the graphics. And you'll probably love the graphics yourself for, I don't know, 15, 30 minutes. And then the graphics start to dissipate. And you're left with the gameplay, with the mechanics, with the level up system, with the inventory, with the map, with the actual video game, right? Because you're not gonna be staring at the graphics for too long. Like I said, maybe 30 minutes, and then you kind of get immersed into the actual video game. And it's a 21-year-old video game. And that's not a compliment at all. You're constantly feeling like you're playing something old instead of something new. There's quite a lot of unfinished things. I understand that this is the beta, but still, you should probably think about the fact that maybe they're gonna get fixed, maybe. And you cannot purchase a video game on maybe. Right now, the map, the small one when pressing V button doesn't work. It only works if you have a controller attached. That is the only way you can trigger it. Again, the map, you have the same system where you have to keep it on all the time or else you have no idea where you're going. And even so, you're struggling, especially in the areas where everything is dark. The visibility and the way the map is revealed is not done properly. In fact, it looks like the same method or mechanic since the year 2000. So I don't feel like they improved pretty much nothing on this one. If you want to see map visibility, again, I recommend Lords of Wolcen, I recommend Chaos Bane, Warhammer, even Van Helsing, other video games that have hack and slash material. That's how you do a map. This feels old, it is, and it kind of gets frustrating. The inventory, maybe they're gonna fix it, maybe not, but the inventory is 20-year-old. They have improved nothing to it. The micromanaging of the potion is horrible. The fact that you never have enough space in the inventory, also pretty horrible. It's not something that's helping. It's the same video game from 2000, whatever, 20 years ago, and I felt like other games with newer mechanics, more modern titles, do a better job, much more better job at this. I wanted Diablo 2. We all wanted Diablo 2, but I wanted Diablo 2 remade from the ground up for 2021, not a repolished, kind of repainted version of the 21-year-old game. It's disappointing. I mean, the fan factor goes away. I've played all these years so many video game hack and slash, Wolves of Midgard, Van Helsing, the entire trilogy over the years, so many hack and slash video games. All of them are much more better than Diablo 2. They have better mechanics, they are new video games, modern video games. They know how to micromanage potions, skill tree. They know how to micromanage the loot system, items, and that is very important. Unfortunately, Diablo 2 remains old, and it sucks that the devs haven't done much or anything at all to improve upon that. You really feel, once again, even if I'm repeating myself, that you are playing an old game, and that is not a good thing. It takes away from the fun factor, it becomes tedious, lackluster, and just frustrating. But there is a good side. actually the only good side and the only reason why I would ever recommend Diablo 2 Resurrected. The multiplayer. And when I say multiplayer, I mean the cooperative. The cooperative multiplayer is unique. There is no such thing as a hack and slash action RPG that features 7-player co-op. That's right, you heard me. If you have 7 friends, well actually 6 friends plus you, that makes 7, then you're in luck, because I don't really have 6 friends to play this with me, but I did have 3. And as you can see from the gameplay, me with 3 other guys, we joined up and we partied for a couple of hours into the world and dungeons of Diablo 2 Resurrected. The fun factor is, of course, greater because you're playing it with your friends. You're having fun, you know, you're joking and helping one another, either buying items for each other, trading items, helping one another, opening portals for one another. The fun factor is huge, and the fact that you can fit up to 7 players in the same party, basically every single class in the game, that is unique. I haven't seen nothing like that in any other video game. This is something that only Diablo 2 has, and the potential here is huge, but only for co-op. If I were to grind level after level with the old mechanics and everything in it by myself, lonesome in front of the computer, this game is not worth the money. With the friends by my side, everything changes. Also, I did not read this on the internet. This is something that I felt. You know, this is not something that is written in the game or anything like that. When I played it on single player, the enemies have sort of normal HP. When I played it with my friends in co-op, the level up scales and enemies' HP is much more bigger. Just the HP, I saw nothing else in terms of AI or anything like that modified. But the HP of every single bad guy enemy on the map is scaled. And that makes sense, because if it wasn't scaled, it would be horrible. Go figure, 4 guys on the map, basically one-shotting everything, the game would be very, very boring. But it scales. Interesting, which is something that I will never find out, just how much HP the enemies can have if you have a party of 7 members. We had a party of 4, and I felt like I was playing the level at a pretty high difficulty, even though I was on normal. The game just became much more harder because it was 4 of us. It's probably gonna be very hard if there's gonna be 7 of you. It's probably gonna be almost impossible if there's gonna be 7 of you and you're playing it at Nightmare. So keep that in mind. But co-op is the name of the game, and you should probably only get it for co-op. Anything else doesn't make sense. Again, they might fix a couple of problems that I've seen, clear bugs in the game, maybe not, maybe they'll fix it in 6 months, 1 year, you don't know. And honestly, purchasing a video game thinking that it might be fixed, that doesn't really make sense. But even with all those bugs and glitches and problems, and even with the very, very old mechanics, horrible potion system, horrible inventory, etc., etc., it's worth it if you're gonna co-op it. Let's face it, not a lot of hack and slash RPGs have been released lately. The game industry has been focusing on something else, and the entire genre, at least for hack and slash RPGs, has been kind of left aside. I haven't played a hack and slash in more than 1 year, 1 year and a half. It's been a long time. So yeah, it's kind of dry out there. You want to pick this up if you're gonna go multiplayer, if you're gonna go co-op. Other than that, think about it before you purchase it, because for me, it's just not worth it. But that's my thought on it. please, if you still have the time, by the time you see this video, if you're gonna see it, play the beta, figure it out for yourself. Don't take my word for it, don't take anybody's word for it. You have to try this while it's still free. If you missed out on the beta, was my thought on the video. Google it, see what other people have to say. These are my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rakashu. Until next time, have a wonderful day, night, evening, whichever. I'll see you in the next time.